Okay, just a little video to show you how your exhaust flap should behave on your Renault Scenic 1.6 engine. It's the same flap on the Renault 1.6 DCI and the 1.5 DCI, and it's also on I think it's on various other models of Renault as well, like the Clio. But anyway, I didn't know which way it was meant to spring back was my problem, and so it actually is meant to spring back. So this bit here ends up at the bottom. So now I've fixed it, you can watch it go up and down. Ready? See it come back nicely? That's how it should be. Wherever you put it, it should go back to the bottom. So you press it up, see it goes up and it comes down. That way is down. There's the ground. So it should come right the way down. If it's broken, it tends to go up and not come back. It should be like dialing a telephone number on the old-fashioned telephones. Up and come back nicely. See, like that? Up and come back nicely. Now mine just stayed wherever you left it, and that's what brought the error message up that said check a pollution system. And what I did is I sprayed WD-40 all over it. I spent half an hour moving it up and down and up and down until eventually it overcame its problem and the spring allowed it to return to the bottom on its own. Now wherever you put it, it comes back. I did this for about half an hour and kept spraying loads and loads of WD-40 on it, and now it's better again. Otherwise you're going to have to cut the pipe here and cut the pipe there and put a new one in. So nice to avoid that and just fix it so that it goes back up and down on its own. When it's in that position, down like that, on your computers, if you've got a box you can plug in to read the live data, you'll find that position there at the bottom is 21. So when you start the car from cold, it should read 21 because that's where, or some low number, low 20s, because that's where that bottom position is. Mine, when it was stuck, read about 50 or something, which was somewhere here, and it even read 80 at some stages. But it never, whenever the error came on, it was because it didn't. When it started up, it didn't find it to be at 20, and it wasn't very impressed with that. So now it's all nice and springy. I hope you find that useful. I'll just show you now what I mean. So now it's sprung back. Oh god! If we go back into the car, we can look at what reading that gives. So we get in here, cover the seat in mud, which will definitely make the wife a bit less than happy. We plug that in here like that. Note that the socket is, you move the console back on the Scenic Mark III, and then you move the drinks container, and then the socket's just there underneath the dash. So now if we look at this box of tricks, now he's only willing to talk to you if you've got the ignition on the first. So you press it down without your foot on the brake, and that wakes it up. So it looks like that. But you don't put your foot on the brake, otherwise it'll start. So you can have a look at the data then. Now I'm using an icarsoft, which is pretty good. It does all sorts of things. You can even regenerate the DPF if you want to. So now, if we go on to diagnose, go to Renault, go to Renault again, choose the latest updates. Go. Right, we'll scroll across to Scenic Mark III, and we'll manually select what we want to look at. We'll choose injection. Okay. Right, now we want to look at the data streams. There we go. I press this way many times because it's in about 113, 115, somewhere there is the data. I'll keep going and going. Nearly there. Joys. Be nice if you could just hold the button down, wouldn't it? Nope, doesn't work like that. Right, we're nearly there now, I think. There we go. Exhaust air flap offset. Right, we'll select that. Press escape so we can look at the data stream. And there you go. Actually, it's 13.32 now, so it's a low number. 13 would seem to be the good number. So maybe I've made it able to go down even further now. So that's the low number it would like to be when it's happy, and in fact it stays that even if I start the car, I believe. No error message, which is nice, and we're still at 13.32. I'm going to take it for a drive in a minute and see what the value goes up to, because I think it's due a DPF regeneration, and it will probably close the valve somewhat to do that. And I'm thinking the reading might go up, but either way the main thing is the reading is what it should be now. And another interesting thing we can do, if we escape out of this, lower down there numbers, you can actually see how much soot's in there as well. I think that was in the 80s. So look, see if we can find it. Somewhere in here we have. Keep going. Try and find it. Somewhere around here, I think. You can see the pressure difference between the two. That's another interesting thing. Somewhere here, particulate filter pressure difference. We select that, for example, and you can see how many failures there are. So let's select that and select number of regeneration failures. That's quite interesting. You can see at the moment I've had one failure, which is why I started with this, because it got upset and it wasn't able to regenerate. So if we accelerate now, you can see the back pressure difference. So if we look up at here and we go up to, say, about 4,000 revs, like so, see what we get. That's 3,500. We're at 76, 82. Okay. So they say if the reading's under 100, that's okay. That's not too bad. So my DPF's not going to bring me a major error up at the moment, but I'd like it to regenerate. Hopefully it will do now. There we go. So now we'll go to soot in the particle filter, and we'll have a look at that. See how much I've got at the moment in the filter. So at the moment I've got, as I say, oh, I missed. Maybe I selected the wrong thing. Did I select the wrong thing? Don't know. I thought I selected how much soot there was. Let's try again. Soot in the particulate filter. Okay. Escape. There we go. 18 grams in there at the moment. So I guess that's not too bad. It'll probably go up a lot. It'll go up probably a lot further than that. Apparently as much as 100 nearly sometimes. But when I started messing around with all these problems, I had about 13, so it's gradually racking up. Anyway, I hope some of that data is useful, information is useful to you. The main thing is to know where the spring should go back to and how freely it should go back.